Tilo here for the Parley. It is our post-fight show, and we are kicking off Season 5. We want to welcome all the viewers into Season 5 of the show. Parley, Tilo, Kendall Gill, 15-year NBA veteran, and our new addition to the show, our correspondent, Mr. Alex here from Inside the Square Circle.
Square Circle report. It's all good. How's everyone doing, man?
Well, we are here live here at Pork Chops here in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago is a fight town. If you didn't know, it is. So now you know. Welcome in, and we are here to talk about the fight. Canelo Triple G. The third fight is over. And man, oh man, we thought at least a shutout, but the judges thought a little bit different. We had some final scores here that were 115, 113, KG.
Well, by two judges, and also I think it was 116, 112. But I thought that Canelo won the first 8 rounds, and he probably won a couple more after that. I mean, he took a rest in the later rounds, but then he came back in the championship rounds, which I felt that he won. So I didn't agree with the scores, but you could not take this fight away from Canelo because it was nowhere near a draw this time.
No, not at all. Yeah. Canelo dominated. I mean, from start to finish, like Triple G had maybe, I think in 9 and 10, he turned it on a little bit, but then people are thinking he's gonna gas up, but no, Canelo came on strong. He finished strong in the championship round, so got to give it up to him. So scorecards didn't reflect that, but the correct fighter won. So that's where we're at.
Absolutely, and we see Canelo in the first 2 fights. He was actually very relaxed in the later rounds. We saw him letting Triple G dictate action from round 6 to round 10, maybe taking a break, looking a little fatigued. But in this fight, we saw a Canelo who was aggressive, on the attack the whole time.
Right.
And it showed really a lot, and Triple G had no answer for him.
He had no answer for him. He could not hurt Canelo with his shots like he did in the previous fights, where if he contacted with Canelo would back off and get on his bike. That wasn't the case tonight. Canelo stayed right there in front of him. He actually, in my opinion, started playing with him, because he started walking this way and not looking at him. That's a sign of that I know that you can't hurt me. And that's exactly what Canelo did. I thought he looked great. I thought he looked better than his previous fight against Bivol. We did not see the post-fight interview, so we don't know whether that's the direction he's going next, but I can't wait to see Canelo's next fight.
And Alex, I'll ask you this too. With Canelo knowing that he had a proven point, we talked about this in the pre-show, that he wanted to make sure that everyone knew that he won all of these fights. And it's still a question. He did dominate fight number 3. Still a question. But how do you feel now after Canelo did what he did? Did he? Is this vindication for him?
It is. I mean, it's the age, everybody's gonna keep throwing that out, but he did beat him like legit. They can't argue with it. He beat him. Triple G didn't want to engage with them because he felt the power, everything, the pressure. So he just played it safe to go to the scorecards, pretty much. So.
Oh, the biggest question we always ask in boxing is, who's number 1 pound for pound? And after this fight, do we consider Canelo at the top?
No. He's got to redeem himself for the loss against Bivol. I mean, right now, like we said in the pre-fight show, Terrence Crawford is number 1. Then you got Inoue from Japan. Then you got Spence as well. I think those guys are ahead of him now. Also, Alexander Usyk, the heavyweight champion of the world, is ahead of Canelo right now. So, Canelo has some work to do before he gets back into the top 5.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah, same way. This was a shell of Triple G, so I still give him his credit. Like, he did beat him, so I don't want to knock him like that. What he accomplishes is nothing, but not enough to get him back to the number 1 spot.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but let me go with that. Does this fight for Canelo, do we count this as a good win for him, or do we do it with a little bit of grain of salt?
I mean, everyone's always going to put the grain of salt on it, but he still beat him and beat him convincingly. Yeah. So you got to give him his credit, but not to move him right back up to number 1. Right, and some other people, he never left number 1, but
Yeah, that's true. And listen, I think you got to give him credit because Triple G, no pushover. Okay, still at 40 years old, he's still a world-class fighter. He's a Hall of Famer, first ballot.
Absolutely.
He's never been dropped.
No.
Ever in his career. Never been stopped. So yes, this you got to give Canelo credit for this fight. Now, like I said before in the pre-fight show, if he goes back now and beats Bivol, there's a real debate now whether he is the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. We saw, I'll say, Salvador Sanchez, Julio Cesar Chavez, Canelo Alvarez. I think it's between those three.
Yeah, it's a great company to be in,
Yeah.
and Canelo has proven himself in boxing. There's no question about that, but we'd have to see. And I'm interested to see where he's going next, and that's where I'm going next, actually, as you led me to my next question. Where's he going? What does Canelo do after this fight now?
Go ahead.
You know, he's got to.
It's a good question. I understand.
Yeah, I think I know Bivol's fighting Zurdo next, so I think win or lose for Bivol, like Canelo still has to fight Bivol. You know, like I don't think he's gonna take the winner of that fight.
Up.
I think he wants Bivol, like no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, like he just wants to, take care of that L off his.
And can he do it?
If he comes with a different game plan, yes. Like he's gonna have to go back to the drawing board and because what he did not work, so he's gonna have to. Him and Eddie are gonna have to try something else.
Yeah, I would not. I think Bivol beats him again if he fights him again. But there's always that chance that he could go in there with a different game plan and win the fight. I just think Bivol is too active, too big, has the right game plan to beat Canelo. As much as I hate to say that, because Canelo is one of my favorite fighters, now if Zurdo beats Bivol, what happens is will he fight Zurdo? Now if he fights Zurdo and beats him, then okay, now I think he redeems himself for that loss.
Yeah, and Canelo didn't. It's funny because he lost, but he didn't look bad. But he looked bad. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We know the situation,
Right.
but so it makes perfect sense, and it's definitely. And then with Triple G, we already know had a great career, and if he does retire, kudos to him. He fought the best pound for pound fighter, and he didn't get knocked down, didn't get knocked out. He fought him 36 rounds.
36, yeah.
Straight up, and didn't get knocked out, so it was great. When it comes, and the last question I have for both of you, really, when it comes to Triple G and Canelo, was this trilogy something you expected? Was this something that completed that you feel satisfied after this last fight?
Much like Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward, that trilogy, I was satisfied at the end of that one. I'm satisfied with this one too, because both of those fighters laid out everything on the line. They tried their hardest. We saw Triple G, a shell of himself tonight. 40 years old, a lot of wars that he's had took a lot out of him. I could tell tonight.
Yeah.
That he was not the same guy he was in the first two fights. So take my hats off to him. Don't want to see him get in the ring again against each other, and just call it a day.
I'm not looking for a fourth fight here between them.
No Pacquiao Marquez.
No, man.
You don't want it?
No.
Yeah.
This would have been it, but no, I'm satisfied with the trilogy. The scorecards aside, the two fighters, they came out, they gave it their best. They took each other's shots. Neither ever went down, and they didn't back out, man. They just fought. So I'm happy with it, man.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great trilogy. It was great to see it again. And then, of course, Alex from Squared Circle Report again. Talk a little about what you do before we get out.
Just pretty much first of all, I put up all the upcoming fights, let everyone know what's going on, because a lot of people, casual fans, they don't know where to find the boxing, like they don't even know about the Zone or then it's on ESPN Plus. There's just Showtime, there's just too much, and then Showtime pay-per-view, it gets really confusing, So I try my hardest to break it down, put it out there, and then also I like going to travel, go to these events. It's a lot of fun. I try to get there early, hit the weigh-ins. At the weigh-ins, there's a lot of trainers and other fighters going there to promote themselves for their upcoming fights and stuff. So you get a lot of content and get a great rapport with them, So hopefully start having some of them come up on this podcast with us to join us and talk about their fighters and their camp and fighters we haven't heard of, but they're making some noise, but we just haven't got exposed to them. And, they're probably 4-0 or something, but so let's bring them to the light, and we can get some superstars, man.
right.
We got a lot of great fights coming up soon too. Got Shakur Stevenson fighting next week.
You'll be there next week?
Yes,
right?
I'll be there in New Jersey. And then also on that card is Keyshawn Davis. He won the silver medal. Both of those guys are going to be superstars. Young guys, early 20s. So look out for them. They got the charisma. They got it all, man. They can talk. They can fight. Like, make sure you guys watch it. That's on regular ESPN on a Friday. So you get Friday night fights. So check it out.
Yep, check him out as well. Description is going to be in our description box there, so make sure you check him out. And he'll be our correspondent throughout season 5. And we're going to be lucky to have him in studio here and there.
Yes,
so it's going to be awesome. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Everything's there in the description box. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Most importantly, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And we'll be there all season long. The Parley.
All right, guys.
You still want Jake Paul?
Oh yeah.
Just double check.
Oh yeah.
I gotta make sure he's still ready for the fight. We see
He don't want me though.
This is the Parley. What's up, guys? Tilo from the Parley. Kendall Gill. If you like what you saw, follow, subscribe, visit us on our website, all that stuff. Do it. You know what I'm about to do right now, though?
What's that?
I'm about to go beat your record in 2K. 11 steals. 11 steals.
Just as long as you do it on 2K.
11 steals. Easy.
As long as you do it on 2K. Just don't do it on the court for real.
When I pull up on a hater, watch a hater fall back. I'm too good with these hands, watch a hater fall flat. If I die, all I know, I'm a fucking legend. It's so great for my city. I'm the realest one that's repping.